Hey, folks. Today, we're going to delve into the fascinating realm of mastering your mind, a pursuit deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, an ancient school of thought that thrived in Greece and Rome. These ancient philosophers believed that by gaining control over our thoughts, emotions, and reactions, we can tap into a profound wellspring of serenity and virtue that remains unaffected by external life circumstances. So, in this text, we'll unravel the Stoic principles that can help us achieve this inner mastery, enabling us to lead more balanced and meaningful lives. By understanding and applying these principles, we can attain a state of serenity that empowers us to gracefully navigate life's ups and downs. If you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to help share it with more people. And be sure to follow us here on this platform for more insights. Let's begin with the first Stoic principle, self-knowledge. Self-knowledge forms the bedrock of Stoic philosophy and many other philosophical and spiritual traditions. The Stoics believe that understanding oneself is the essential starting point for mastering the mind and, consequently, life. Constant self-examination is what the Stoics encourage. This involves engaging in honest and ongoing self-evaluation, akin to gazing into a mental mirror and recognizing our virtues, flaws, and tendencies. Part of this self-examination entails recognizing our desires and aversions. Often, we find ourselves dominated by irrational desires or unfounded aversions that cause suffering. By identifying these, we can begin to question their validity and work on controlling them. Reflecting on our values and principles is another challenge posed by the Stoics. What truly matters to us? What are we seeking in life? This kind of reflection helps align our actions with our values, promoting a more meaningful existence. However, self-knowledge isn't just about acceptance, it also involves constructive self-criticism. It means acknowledging areas where we can improve and grow. The Stoics also caution us against self-deception, which is the tendency to justify our actions and rationalize harmful behaviors. Through self-knowledge, we can detect when we are falling into this kind of mental trap. Remember, self-knowledge isn't an end in itself but a means to achieve self-transformation and continuous improvement. By better understanding ourselves, we can work on building a more Stoic mindset and cultivating virtues such as courage, temperance, wisdom, and justice. In summary, self-knowledge is the solid foundation upon which Stoic philosophy is built. It helps us discern what is within our control and what isn't, recognize our desires and aversions, and shape our minds according to virtuous principles. It's a journey of self-discovery that empowers us not to be prisoners of our emotions and thoughts, making us more resilient and wise in the face of life's challenges. Now, let's delve deeper into the second Stoic principle, which is about accepting what we cannot control. This is one of the fundamental pillars for mastering the mind and living a more tranquil and wise life. The Stoics emphasize the idea that many events and circumstances in life are beyond our direct control. This includes the actions of other people, natural events, the past, and even the future. The key to Stoic serenity is fully embracing this reality and directing our efforts toward what we can control, primarily our own minds and actions. To do this effectively, it's crucial to create a clear distinction between the sphere of control, what is within our domain, and the external sphere, what is outside of our control. This helps us avoid futile frustrations by recognizing that we cannot change certain things, such as the behavior of others or past events. Detachment from unrealistic expectations is another aspect. Often, we suffer due to unrealistic expectations. Stoics advise letting go of excessive expectations and accepting reality as it is. This doesn't mean we should be indifferent, but rather that we should keep our expectations aligned with what is possible and reasonable. By accepting that adversity is part of life, Stoics develop resilience and courage to face challenges with serenity. Instead of rebelling against difficulties, we can view them as opportunities for growth and learning. While we cannot control external events, we can control how we react to them. Stoics emphasized that our ability to choose our responses is one of life's greatest gifts. Therefore, we should concentrate our efforts on cultivating virtuous responses such as patience, compassion, and wisdom. Detachment from the past and the future is crucial. Constant worries about the past and the future can prevent us from fully living in the present. Stoics remind us that the past cannot be changed, and the future is uncertain. Therefore, it is wise to focus our attention on the here and now, where we can make a difference. The acceptance of what we cannot control, combined with the constant pursuit of virtue and self-transformation, is one of the paths to inner peace and Stoic wisdom. It empowers us to deal with life's uncertainties and challenges in a more balanced and resilient manner, allowing us to live according to Stoic principles of a virtuous and meaningful life. Now, let's delve into the third Stoic principle, which involves the practice of indifference to pleasures and pains. This principle challenges our relationship with the external world and sensory experiences, encouraging us to find a state of equanimity in regard to these experiences. The practice of indifference to pleasures and pains is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics argued that the unrestrained pursuit of pleasures and the fear of pains are significant sources of human suffering. To achieve serenity in virtue, it is essential to adopt an attitude of healthy indifference toward these experiences. Stoics do not advocate total renunciation of pleasures but rather moderation and prudence. They remind us that the relentless pursuit of pleasure often leads to harmful excesses, while the pursuit of moderation helps us avoid the suffering that results from excess. Similarly, Stoics encourage us to develop the courage and resilience to face pains and adversities calmly and courageously. Instead of fearing them, we can view them as opportunities to grow and strengthen our minds. Stoic philosophy embraces the principle of indifference toward many external things. This means that these things, such as wealth, social status, or material success, are indifferent to our virtue and intrinsic happiness. This does not mean we should not appreciate the good things in life, but rather that we should not place our happiness exclusively in these external things, as they are beyond our control. Stoics seek to develop a healthy emotional detachment from external circumstances. This means we should not let ourselves be dominated by our emotions in response to material gains or losses. Instead, we should cultivate inner tranquility that remains constant regardless of external changes. According to Stoics, the true source of contentment and happiness lies in the pursuit and practice of virtue. By prioritizing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in our lives, we find a more enduring and meaningful kind of pleasure than those offered by fleeting sensory experiences. Practicing indifference to pleasures and pains requires a high level of self-mastery. This means not being a slave to our desires and not being dominated by the fear of pain. By developing this self-discipline, we can make more rational and ethical decisions. In summary, the practice of indifference to pleasures and pains is an essential part of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us to find a healthy balance with sensory and external experiences.